Welcome back to the One Line Away podcast. I'm one of your co-hosts, Tyler Weber.
And this is Cassie Weber. And in today's episode, we are going to be talking about humor while you're going through infertility. Today's episode is all about finding the small bits of humor and awkwardness, ridiculous and unexpectedly hilarious moments of the journey that you've been on. Because honestly, sometimes laughter is the biggest and best medicine that you can have during this. So let's get right on into it. If you're in a place where humor is really difficult to find, either maybe skip this one, or if you're really needing something to just kind of kick you out of the funk you're in right now, then keep on watching or keep on listening. What weird good luck rituals did we create or buy into during our treatments?
The McDonald's, getting the fries and was it the Big Mac as well?
Mm-hmm.
That was a good one. We wore our, the pineapple.
I think our outfits, especially for big treatments, our outfits were absolutely ridiculous. There was the pineapples, the pink, the
yellow,
the socks. There was so much that we put together and we looked like absolute clowns out in public. And we had a routine where before treatments, we would go to this specific coffee shop.
Mm-hmm.
And we
down too. That's funny.
We looked ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They probably were like, what beach are these guys trying to find?
Yeah. And it was sometimes when it was really cold.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Did we ever have to do anything mobile while we were in treatments?
Oh, yeah. Lots of the shots. I remember a specific time we were meeting friends at like some restaurant, like in a town like 20 minutes away from us. We're parked outside of some random person's house, and I'm over there stabbing her with a needle. I was like, dude, we're gonna get called in so fast.
Yeah. It honestly looks like you're doing drugs.
Oh, yeah.
When you have to pull needles out and you have to flick and you have to squirt some out and you've got to get yourself ready to go and you're stabbing your wife with shots on my stomach. It was quite interesting.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But we did that on multiple occasions.
Yeah, you had to, and you'd have to have your little, like, your drug.
Because there was a certain time window that you had to do it within, right?
And you had to keep things cold too, so that was the whole thing.
40 ice packs and coolers ready. And
this one's just insanely weird, and it's definitely not something that's like funny as far as result is concerned. But now that I look back, like, this was literally one of the weirdest things that I experienced with my body was when we did our first IUI. When we did our first and only IUI, I got a very rare infection, and what cued great concern was my urine was a color that you would never think was possible coming out of one's body. It was highlighter yellow, like neon, not just all shades of pale yellow, bright yellow, light. No, this was neon. It was a SOS, something is not right. What was one of the most awkward moments we had during this process?
mine was definitely when I went to get my semen analysis done. That was
the first time.
The first time. The very first. That was like right at the start of all the IUI, IVF consultation stuff. Because they wanted to check me out and see if everything was good on my end. But when you walk into that freaking room, it is not an atmosphere that is welcoming. You walk in there and it's just dark and depressing, and it's just like an old doctor's office looking room that you're just like, oh, this is weird. And then you look over to the left and you're like, there's a gnarly chair. And this just isn't some chair. This is a leather chair. And I was like, nope, 0 chance I'm sitting in that thing. 0 chance. I don't care how many times that thing's been disinfected, not sitting down on that thing.
What else did they have set up there?
Oh, there was all kinds of magazines. There was what?
The Wi-Fi password.
Oh, right above the chair, right above the depressing chair, is in big letters, it's like the Wi-Fi password, and you're just like, oh my gosh, get me out of here.
I'll never forget the call. I think I was actually at work when it happened, when you had to do it.
Yeah.
And you were so uncomfortable. Like, you aren't uncomfortable often. And I think that was one of the funniest, most awkward things that you have ever explained to me.
It's not the best feeling. And it's an all-female work crew.
Yeah.
Which is just like, what is going on? I don't know. I didn't have fun. That's why I was really hoping I made it all in the cup, because then I didn't have to come back.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
As for me, I think this is just really awkward to even say out loud. But as someone who works in an industry of waxing, you would think that's what you do. Well, especially during treatment, I could not handle the waiting period between waxes. And so I had to go back to shaving, which was awful. But like, I could not go into my doctor's office and not be like ready for my ultrasounds, because they're transvaginal for pretty much most of it. But it's just the thought of it is so weird, because it's like, getting ready for your doctor. Like, I just can't. That was awful. Blah. Was there a time we just looked at each other and started laughing, even in the middle of a tough moment?
So I want to go first in this, because I feel like there was a lot of moments where, I mean, all of them were tough. Like, we find laughing in like a few of them, but even like walking into that clinic or like to do the analysis stuff, like that sucked. And then like, now we can laugh about it, and I still don't even want to think about it. But a lot of the moments that we had, we were always serious at the beginning. So one that I'm like thinking of is there was another time that we had to go to the emergency room for you. It wasn't the one where we went at like 3 a.m, but it was one that we went in like after work. And I think, like, I remember driving there stressed out, getting there stressed out, finally realizing that it wasn't
an ectopic,
or it wasn't as serious as we thought. And then we were there for like 3 hours or whatever it was.
Because I was still miscarrying. Yeah.
I feel like when we wouldn't really joke around that much when it was like the serious moments, or we were at a quick transfer or at a quick whatever. I mean, we sometimes joked around right before we did a transfer.
I think when we were with, like, I honestly, I mean, we'll never know this, but like with some of our like nurses, I feel like we had a really good relationship with so many of them, and we could smile, we could joke, we could get through the awkward moments. I feel like they were really personable. And I think maybe that's our personalities just combined, but like, I really did feel like, even I would say before like the results, that we always fell into being so negative and so bad and so sad beforehand. Like, I feel like our in the beginning, especially, like, our mood was up. We tried to be really hopeful and really charismatic about what we were going through. But
I mean, we saw them a lot.
We saw them daily for a lot of periods of time.
A lot.
Numerous
we had a lot
times
of appointments
a week.
And maybe it is just our personality, but I think it also is, we're trying to lighten the mood, probably for them, because they have to deal with a lot of like negativity stuff too,
for sure,
right? Like, a lot of people are coming in on not the greatest of circumstances, so they have to come in and be like positive as much as they can, and knowing that, we were trying to be positive, even though all the time we spent there was, for a lack of a better term, for nothing.
Yeah.
We tried to make the best of it and make it to where we were laughing, or at least having them laugh. I even think we made like our main doctor laugh a couple times. So,
definitely.
We'll take it.
Yeah. Something that this is just what's crazy. When we had, this just came to my mind as you just talked, when I was finally given the big stuff, the drugs, when I was confirmed that it was our emergency ectopic, when I was rolling into the ambulance, I remember how high I was.
You were hilarious.
I was high as a kite. And I was like thumbsing up, and I knew it's like I was cognitively aware that what was going on was extremely serious, and I was dying. Like before them, I was bleeding out. What's a phrase or instruction a doctor gave us that still makes us laugh to this day?
I think it was when we were doing it was when we first went into the clinic, and they said
like
we were
medicated cycles.
Medicated cycles.
Yeah.
And I can't remember how she phrased it, but she like pretty much said that you guys are having sex tonight, and then she was just like, make sure to put a pillow under your bum.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Why that was stuck with me, but I was just like,
it was like weird. So innocent, but it's like the deed is so not innocent. So, yeah, that was good. So I feel like even with this episode, like there's so many more. There's so many more, but I cannot think of all of them. But I feel like there's so many phrases when it comes to like even like the acronyms and like the labels and what you need to do. One that comes to mind is the instructions that you have when, like with our clinic, like you would walk upstairs, and this is when Tyler would have to perform into the little cup that they would wash your semen in, and they would like take you down to the dungeon to like make it happen. It's like, I don't care how it happens, but semen has to end up in cup. And that instruction, like, I don't know, it's just so weird to be like in school, or like you're like trying to follow these instructions and you have to write down certain times, and you have the lunch
bag. They give you the pen, and you're like, oh,
I think there was one point.
Do I wash this pen, or how does this work?
I think we forgot a pen at one point, and that was all stressful, and we finally found one in the room.
Yeah.
But because you have to like write down the time that it happens, and that I remember not having a pen, and we were like, oh my gosh, what do we do?
Yeah.
How has humor helped us stay sane as a couple?
We've kind of mentioned it in other episodes, but when we go to like, when things get said to you, right? We have that glance that we'll give each other, or the roll your eyes and be like, ugh.
Or just the look.
Or when we get in the car, we're just, like, oh my God, this is the best.
And this is current day.
Yeah. Like, yeah. I think humor has always been something, because then you could, what we did all of last year was just get pissed off and get wrapped up in it.
Ugh, yeah.
And I think now we've kind of come to that headspace of, it's something is said and we're just like, we're going to laugh about this later, I promise.
Yeah.
Right. Or we're going to both just say like something that we're just riled up, and then it's going to feel better. Yeah. So I think humor has, I mean, and like I said, there's been a lot of moments in the hospital where it's such a bad instance or bad like reason why we're there, but we'll make the most of it. We'll joke around with the people that are coming in, because you see 49 nurses when you go to the ER, and like they all have a different job that they have to do, and you just joke
I feel like with blood draws too, like I always have tried to find like humor when I'm getting like, there was a point where I was getting so bruised and just beat up from all of the blood draws, and I feel like with the phlebotomists, like you would just try to find like funny with like, oh, well, you can tell I've already had my coffee today, we're going to struggle. Or you'd be like, they'd like joke with you on like having to go to your hands or your feet. And that, thank gosh, never had to happen. But that, feet? They can do it through your feet too. Oh, heck no.
Oh, I got a needle in with the cut on my foot that one time.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. That would suck.
Yeah. I was going to say with this specifically, for us as a couple, before all of this, before this whole journey, our relationship has been so strong in humor, and our personalities are so infectious, I feel. And I honestly feel like during the really hard parts, or even when you just felt like you kept getting beat down, and like you kept getting beat down and harder every time something went wrong or did not end positively. And I felt like those moments where we had a little bit of that humor, it was like seeing each other in our best form. Like it was like those little reminders of like, no, we're still here. No, I'm still here. Or like, I don't know, like I think it's a really interesting way to like look at it now, is like that little bit of normalcy that we had. Because when you're in treatment specifically, or really trying when you're trying, even if you're not doing the medicated way or treatment based way, you are on a plan, you're on a mission, and you lose track of yourself and you lose track of each other. And humor really helped glue us together during it, or it would be like where the Velcro would come off and you'd be able to come back in. Right. So,
but we still do that, even not with like IVF related or infertility related. We still do that in like tense moments.
Definitely.
Like we were in one the other day where it was a tense moment, and I know that I could say a joke to you to kind of lighten the mood around other people.
Yeah.
Because I know that you can take it, and you know that I'm always joking regarding like anything that we joke about.
Yeah.
And when you're in tense moments, sometimes humor is the best. So then when everyone's around,
it just brings it back down.
Yeah. It's it's not like, oh my gosh, we're at a 9 out of 10. This is crazy. It's like, hey, just throw a joke out there and let everyone know, like, hey, we're here to help. And
we're going to do a little bonus here and do a would you rather infertility edition. Would you rather give yourself a shot in public or tell a stranger about your sperm count?
Just one stranger?
Yeah. Someone that'd be really uncomfortable too.
Oh. Okay, more backstory. I'm going to ask a lot of backstory questions. For the shot, do I just have to like do the shot and leave and like don't tell anyone? Or can I tell people what it is? You just have to do it and leave and be like, people be like, what just happened?
I don't think you could say anything. I think you give a shot in public and keep on moving on with your day. You got to pick.
I'll do the sperm count.
Okay.
I mean, they gave me kudos on it, so.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, for you, let's throw it back to you. Same thing, do a shot in public or tell everyone how many eggs we got.
I would do a shot in public. I feel like we've already kind of tiptoed into that.
It wasn't like straight in the open.
I would do it in public. Okay. I feel like I'd be carry on. If they want to ask what I'm doing, I'll gladly tell them, and they can give me $1. Gladly. Go towards my fund. Tips. I'm accepting tips. Yes. Here's my Venmo. No. Jeez. Yes. Would you rather go through another round of testing or attend 5 baby showers in one weekend?
Is it failed or successful testing?
It did not specify. I honestly think it would depend on which phase we are in our journey. If it was right now, I probably couldn't do the 5.
Baby showers?
Yeah, I probably could not. Maybe in the beginning, like 3 years ago, I could stomach it. But now would you rather have to schedule sex using your shared calendar or have a fertility nurse give you a pep talk before each attempt?
Who's the shared calendar with? The whole family?
I think it's just us. Honestly, as crazy as this sounds, I think I would have a fertility nurse give us a pep talk about like after each or
before.
I would have a fertility nurse give me a pep talk before each attempt because I think that you could learn a lot. I think that you could maybe, for me, I'm like, okay, what if it gives us a better chance? Like,
what do you think they're going to give us?
Like, I don't know. I think
they're
it would be
do a backflip.
I don't know. Maybe there's a certain amount of time that you wait before you go potty, or maybe there's a different position. Or I don't know. But
it's the backflip.
I think I would take, because sometimes in the back of your mind you're like, are we not doing this right? Like, are we the only ones out here in the world that doesn't know how to do it properly? That's just me. That's just me. What about you?
If the shared calendar is just us, then shared calendar.
But if it's shared, I think it should be for shared, like family, like your family, like our fam bam.
Oh, then the pep talk. Yeah, then the pep talk.
Gosh, Dad would be calling you and be like, "Hey, Bill,
don't get down the downstroke."
I'm done. Absolutely not. No, sir. We are definitely more open when it comes to family stuff, just because it's like the obvious, But
everyone knows you're getting her.
No. All right, this is the last and final one. Would you rather answer, when are you having kids, at every meal for a year? Or wear a shirt that says, currently infertile, ask me anything, to every event that you go to?
Wear that. Buy our merch. What a segue.
That's terrible. Oh, I honestly think I would do, like, in podcast season that we're in now, it'd be easier to wear the shirt. When we were in the depths of especially IVF, I don't think I could.
Yeah, but someone asking you, is it every meal? What was
Would you rather answer, when are you having kids, at every meal? Yeah, you know what? I wear the shirt.
Yeah, screw that.
I couldn't deal with like the snowball effect of having to, no.
Oh, it would.
Yeah, you're right.
It would take 3 meals and I'd be
Toast.
Jumping out the window.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. All right. I think that's good. To anyone listening or watching who feels stuck in the heavy parts of their journey, we hope that you get a moment to laugh today when you see this, whenever that is, or watch this, whenever that may be, because hope and humor can live in the same room. And that's been a very real and raw thing for us to maintain, but it's something that has allowed us to honestly to sit here and do this. I feel like this is one of the most forgotten sides while you're in your infertility battle, is the lights, the bright moments, the brightness. Like you lose your spark so deeply. And these things, and just even being able to talk about it in this way, it just makes it feel not so serious. And it's such a serious topic that sometimes it just feels good to be able to like turn that part off for just a sec. So we hope that is how you see it. We tread lightly with things like this, but we feel that this is also something that we've gotten so much out of in protecting our marriage, our relationship.
Yeah. And hopefully with us telling a couple of these stories, that we'll be able to remember more of them and maybe be able to do a more humor part 2 in the future. Yeah. Because this was fun. This was a little lighthearted. You know, there's a lot of serious topics that we cover, and sometimes it gets a little difficult bringing those stories back up. But I mean, that's why we do this. We love this. So definitely, we're very, very happy to be able to have these moments. So
I agree. If you guys have any type of moments like we've talked about, awkward, hilarious, whatever it is, please feel free to DM us, and we would love to share them. Of course, anonymously, but please share them with us, because I think that would be absolutely amazing, just to kind of stand tall together in things that we've wanted to cower and hide under the table for. At the time that we are recording this episode, our first One Line Away merch drop has gone live. And this, by the time that you guys might see this, you will have a very little amount of time left to order pieces, because this is a limited drop. So you'll have until Friday at 12 p.m. Mountain Standard Time to put your orders in. They are made to order. And something so amazing about this whole development, in addition to this whole podcast and to us, is being able to, in a way, like touch every one of you guys through what we've created. And that saying, the one line away saying, is so powerful, and it can be taken in so many different avenues. It can be one line away to something good, or one line away from something really hard. No matter how you look at it, just being seen and validated, whether it's you're roaring it or whispering it, it doesn't matter. These pieces have so much heart behind them, and we are so excited that we've been able to make this happen. And what's even cooler about this all is that we've been able to support local and support a small business through us being supported by everyone that's here with the One Line Away family, and we just take that so seriously and are so excited. So if any of you have shopped the drop, thank you so much. I cannot wait for us to be able to see the people wearing these items. Like, I think that's going to be a really cool and really emotional thing about it. I've already cried multiple times today just from the things that have been said about the merchandise and the comments and the support. I mean, gosh, this is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. And if you're someone who is not in this walk, but you know someone that you love, or there's someone around you that is in this type of journey, this is one of the best gift ideas that I think I would personally enjoy receiving while I'm in this. So this is not just for the people walking the journey. It's also a way to give to someone who is going through something like we are. So thanks, guys. Yeah.
Thanks again for tuning in today's episode. We'll see you guys next week.